You wake up, stomach burning with a dull pain. Is it a cramp? Or is it hunger? Or is it fear? You can't tell, but it doesn't really matter. It still hurts. And it stops you from getting your beauty sleep. We can't be having that now, can we? You get up out of bed. He looks to be sleeping peacefully. You don't want to disturb him, but if you just let him sleep, you're not gonna be able to sleep. Honey! Honey, wake up! There he is, your lovely husband. Looking into his tired but cute face makes you happy about being the Mrs. Adeline Blackwood to his Mr. Evan Blackwood. I'm hungry! Aw, Ada, could you wait a bit longer? Please? You used your most nefarious tactics against him. The puppy dog stare. Oh, come on, that's not fair. You know I can't resist. You don't relent. Alrighty, there should be some food at the gas station. He gets his lovely ass out of bed and escorts you out of the trailer. The loveliest of destinations on a romantic road trip. The obligatory gas station. What are you waiting for? Go and pick some shit out. Nice. And I'm glad that you don't need to, remind me how RPG Maker works. So some people might need that. Oh, bag of chips. Can I get another? I got a bottle of vodka. Got another bag of chips. Another bag of chips. Can I buy them up? The bathroom floor looks like it could really use this. Oh well, not your problem, Mrs. Adeline Blackwood. The door to the most wondrous of places. The gas station bathroom. You visited enough of these to know that you'd much rather not be greeted with questionable smears on the walls. Okay, anything here? You take a look inside the fridge to find all sorts of food. From frozen meals, alcohol, ice cream, pomegranates? I have been craving pomegranates. Got a pomegranate. Nice. Alas, the fridge is useless without pomegranates. For thou hast taketh the lone one into thy wretched hands. Right, can I... Ah! Hey! Don't come over here! Sorry, just looking. The cashier looks at you as if you're crazy. They're right to think that, but they're wrong about the reason. Ah! I thought I told you not to come here! But what if I keep going? What if I keep going? What? Why not? Anyway, what's this? Last time you ate these candy bars, you vomited black onto the trailer floor. Maybe it didn't help that you ate 14 bars straight. Either way, these bars give you very bad memories. Right, can I save? I can. This will be really funny. What if I got all these things and just left? Nope, can't leave without getting... I have my food! I have my food! Do I have to pay? Okay, fine. Excuse me. The cashier looks up from whatever the hell they were doing. How much will all of this be? You place the food onto the counter. The cashier lets out the most exasperated sigh they can muster and began clacking on the cash register. I'm pretty sure they're upset about the fact that they need to restock the entire store. We bought almost everything, which is wild to me. Of course, his exhaustion stops when they announce a total. There'll be $200. Yeah, no, you can't buy this. Your itty-bitty chart heart dropped. Oh, really? Can't give us a couple's discount? No can do. You know how the economy's been screwing businesses over. Oh, tell me about it. And people like us, too. The cashier rolls their eyes. Not good, cashier person. That's your first mistake. Please, my cravings have been acting up. Evan and I are expecting, after all. Are you serious? Well, since you clearly have the money to pop a baby out in this economy, your total's now $400. That's not how that works! Strike number 2, cashier. Oh shit, he's gotta throw hands, isn't he? Come on, you're not about to do that to a pair of newlyweds, are you? Of course I am. And that was their third. Oh, a gun. Your hot husband points his revolver towards the cashier. He's determined to get your damn food through any means necessary. How romantic! And as for you, cashier, good on you. 3 strikes and... God freaking damn! You're out! Evan looks not the least bit affected by shooting the cashier's brains out. Oh well, guess that's what being a serial killer does to you. Now this is the man you married. Nothing at all like your dad. Unchivalrous guy he was. No matter how much blood is spilled, you still love Evan. And the work he does, of course. Might not be honest, but at least it's hard and fun work. Blood is splattered all over the floor. And your clothes. Oh, fuck. No, you're all covered in blood. It's fine. I've been wanting to make a fashion statement after all. At least let me wipe it off your face. He tries to wipe the fresh blood off your face. It winds up smearing and mixing with your makeup. Hey, how about we clean up the crime scene first? Of course. Right. I'm just gonna nap this. Get him up. Clean the blood. Is there any money on the body? Sadly, there isn't. Why can't I clean him, though? Clean the blood. Clean blood. Clean the blood. Clean the blood! Alright, that's all the blood cleaned up. Did we use bleach for that? There's still blood on both of us. Oh, right. We could probably clean up in the bathroom. Right, what about the body? A very dead cashier. You consider eating him. Huh. But you don't feel like making your husband chop him up right now. It'll just make everything bloodier. Upon closer examination, you find a sheet of paper. Scribbled on it is bathroom door code. Aha! That was easy. The code is soda, ice cream, chicken nuggets, and juice. Do I need to count these things? Okay, S-I-C-J. Okay. Don't look so down. This will be easy to figure out. S-I-C-J. S-I-C-J. You accidentally licked some of the blood on your face. Now you think of what to pair it with from here. Thinking of eating over the corpse? How'd you know? What kind of husband would I be if I didn't know what you were thinking? Look into the fridge, you realize that your cravings could be satisfied with the contents. There's enough in here to make the most questionable meal ever. Okay, okay, 3690. Got it. Very healthy. Yeah. 3690. We should really clean up in here, Evan. Door's locked. Yeah, but there's a place to put in the code right here. And it's 3690. It worked! The two of you somehow managed to wash away all the blood off your clothing. You're almost done with the crime scene. Now it's just the body you gotta worry about. Why didn't we clean the body first? We should have taken care of this first before cleaning up ourselves. You and Evan begin cauterizing the cashier's wounds with a cigarette lighter. The two of you would much rather not leave the corpse here, otherwise it would be too obvious that something sketchy happened. Instead, you'll just take them, lock the station's doors, and dump the body off somewhere. You feel yourself sweating a bit from the heat. Ada, don't overexert yourself. And it looks like he noticed. I won't. Besides, you know that once we're done, I'll just be lazing around. You know damn well that you probably won't be lazing around. Instead, you'll be thinking about the body count of the next big heist. They'll be good. You need to relax a bit after all. And with me to hold everything down, you won't have to worry about anything at all. Suppose so. Hey, can I ask you something? Of course. Well, you definitely picked out some interesting snacks. Oh, hell no. Did he realize? You sure as hell didn't want to tell him the news at some shitty gas station. But he's catching on, you think? Being the good wife you are, you can't just lie to him. Before even thinking about if what you're feeling is rational, you blurt, "Evan, I'm pregnant!" Huh. Well, I wasn't gonna ask that, but... Am I cooked? He freezes in place, like a malfunctioning machine. He's seen torn organs, bones jutting out of skin, and contorted, bloody limbs. Yet this phases him? Evan? Adeline, you're gonna be a mom, and I'm gonna be a dad. This... I thought you were just kidding with the cashier. Well, if I'm gonna deal with cramps and morning sickness, might as well reap the benefits. You two hug and jump right by the cashier's corpse. There's something so morbid about jumping for joy at the thought of giving life right after taking it away. Oh well, it's not like you or Evan care. A few weeks later. You and your husband have been thinking about caring for the baby. After a couple of heists and assassinations here and there, you have a shit ton of money. Once you sell the trailer, you'll have more than enough to make sure the baby lives comfortably. So Ada, how have you been feeling? Pretty good, actually. I'm glad. Sorry about not being here as much lately. It's fine, Evan. It's not like you're just drinking like my own dad. You're right, but I still don't like leaving you here alone. It's a thought that counts. I guess you're right. Still, with this work we do you think the kid will turn out fine? What makes you ask? Says you, a woman with a thirst for blood, to a contract and impulse killer? Fine. In your mind, sure as hell isn't what your parents think is fine. Or the rest of the world, for that matter, rightfully so. Like, if we get arrested, what happens to the kid then? That's pretty obvious. They're just gonna get thrown into foster care or something like that. And we won't get to see them grow up. Hell, if we ever got a sentence, it will probably last even after our deaths. Hey, the police didn't give a shit when your mom tried to kill you. I don't see why they care all that much now. Yeah, you're right about that. As always, sweetie. Now, if you're so worried about getting caught, I have a plan. First, we stop the constant criminal activity. We have more than enough money to live comfortably anyway. And if you want to do it for fun, we need to be extra careful. Then, we can be the best parents ever. Because if the kid loves us enough and we wind up in prison, they'll be so desperate that they'll break us out. And last but not least, we start with a fresh slate. I like the sound of that. Nah, you're too kind. I've been able to think of everything we need to do. It'll be simple for the most part, since we're gonna live somewhere new. But I can't for the life of me think of new names. Since you came up with the plan, it only makes sense I come up with them. Just nothing dumb, please. He sits and thinks, hands on the old steering wheel. How about we become Ashlyn and Everett Hallows? I like the sound of that. Plus the names are close enough to our real names that it won't be too much of an adjustment. Evan nods at you, happy that you approve. Not that you disagree with anything that came out of his lovely lips. Now, the first names make sense, but how do we go from Blackwood to Hollows? Just feels right for us. Maybe it's because your souls are probably hollow? You know that already. Not to mention, it's pretty far from our original surnames. I don't even want to think about the name Blackwood again. That's fair. Hallows. I like it. Ashlyn Hallows and Everett Hallows. Speaking of names, what do you want to name the baby? Well, please don't be Oliver. Wait, I'm pretty sure this is not the story of Oliver Cypress. Pretty sure it's not. If the baby's a boy, I'd like to name him Arthur. He'll be like our little king. And if the baby's a girl? You sit in silence for a bit, thinking of what to name your future little princess. I like the name Adalia. Adalia Hallows. Yeah, that's a pretty name. For some reason, Adalia Hallows feels just right. We all know that you've always been a gut instinct person. A few months later. Okay, but before we actually go on with this, okay, I know that this is connected with the rest of Lemonace's, visual novels, especially for, the Cardinal Park case. I know I haven't played that yet, I'll get to that soon, but, the name Adalia Hallows kinda gave me chills, holy shit. You and Evan flock to Libretto City, the land of tall buildings, pigeons, and broken dreams. It's far enough from your home city that no one will recognize you. Plus, it's filled to the brim with fellow criminals who will understand your plight. Of course, Libretto City isn't all hunky-dory. For one, it's cold, wet, and gloomy. Every time it rains, you feel like you're living in a noir film. It's nothing at all like the scalding sunny deserts you'd leave the metal tin of a trailer in. So sadly, you can't wear your summer dresses all year. Now you can only wear them during the summer, as intended by the designer. Secondly, much like noir films, there's a shit ton of annoying detectives and cops. For a city so riddled with crime, their spirits and determination are quite high. Unfortunately, they are very passionate about their jobs. And third, no matter how much you reassure Evan... Wait, that's not right. Everett. Yeah, Everett Hallows, your husband. No matter how much you reassure Everett that the two of you won't get caught, he still spends the nights awake, watching the news. None of these things concern you enough to warrant leaving, though. The two of you wind up with a lovely baby girl, Adalia Hallows. She's a lovely girl. High grades, high ambitions, liked by pretty much everyone. Everything that you and Everett ever wanted for a child. True, she cheats on most of her tests, wants to become a mafia leader, and threatens people with homicide if they don't like her. But the two of you encourage it. After all, what kid doesn't dream of strangling each other every now and then, right? And how could you guys say no to your little girl after all of the denials from your parents? You're no longer the Blackwood family. You're the Hallows family. You love your kid more than either of your parents ever loved you. Isn't that a good thing? Sure, she'll go on to be as beautiful as you and as hardworking as your dad. She'll be a good young woman. Many, many more years later. You don't know why the hell you're fighting with your husband again. Why won't you just listen to me? Look, all I'm saying is that you can't threaten to cut people's heads off for so much as looking at me. But aren't they going to take you from me? Of course not. Either way, you belong to me. That happened when we sealed the deal with the marriage. You know that he's too smart to fire back with something. But he's headstrong enough to mutter something under his breath. Yeah, this marriage is nothing at all like the one your parents had. What did you just say? Look, I don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone. No, what the hell were you saying? Fine then. Your parents practically served me on a silver platter to you. There, happy now? Even after I said no to the marriage several times, your parents forced my parents to give me up to you. Thought I'd never catch on? Well, screw me for deciding to marry a detective. And screw him for saying something you already knew. You were the one to ask your parents to make him yours after all. Being the amazing parents they are, they gave him to you, just like you deserve. You need them to do a little favor for you right now, just because you're getting tired of Asher. Mother and father will understand why you're so unhappy like this after all. Asher doesn't bend to your whims like you want. You thought that maybe you could break him in like a new pair of shoes. But he never just stops. Not when you first married him, and certainly not in the 15 years you've been married to him. He's not a good toy anymore. Hello? Mother? Ah, Dahlia, sweetie. How are you? It's been so long. I'm perfectly fine, Mother. Thank you. And how's your little baby? He's fine. He's so well behaved, you know? I don't have to scream and yell at him to make him do as I please. Oh, I knew you'd be such a great mother, Dahlia. Granted, you still do yell at your kid. Gotta break him in. You hope he turns into a young man who devotes everything to you. And how's Asha? I was just about to start speaking about my issues with him. He hasn't been satisfying me lately. Oh, Adalia, that's horrible. How can I help? You didn't even need to ask, and she complied. You love your mother. And her favors, of course. I just need you and Father to send something over. Something that'll teach Asher a lesson about how he should have been a good husband. Castor oil plants. They're so pretty, don't you think? My son has a knack for horticulture. He'd like having one. Ah, I see. She knows that you don't want them for gardening. Castor bean plants produce castor beans, as the name implies. The blossoms are so pretty that you could just say that it's a houseplant. A very poisonous houseplant at that. After speaking with your dear mother, you're happy. Your life is gonna be perfect now, all thanks to your lovely mother. It's what you deserve. Oh. Okay, I don't know how much of the main game I've spoiled for myself, but that was the road trip to hell. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. And I know, I've said this plenty of times that I will get onto like the Cardinal Park case soon. I just haven't locked in yet. There's already 4 chapters out with the final chapter on its way, and I'll get to it soon, okay? I'm just... Oh, I need to find time to do it, because like... Oh, all these games are genuinely hyping me up for like the main game itself. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.